What we have managed is to we left an organization that was working in big projects, long projects with huge or big steering groups, and everyone sitting in the management group knew what was going on because there were only 6 projects because they were so big. When we started Aftenposten Mobile, we decided that we are never ever going to work in project. We are working with minimum viable products. Yeah. So our mission is to both develop products, produce content that is mobile first, and to monetize the platform.
But newspapers is about news. And we have had this model with the editor and the journalists, and the content is the king. And now the media business is really suffering, and there are huge challenges. How do you see Aftenposten Mobile as a solution to this?
I see Aftenposten as a solution to speed up the business. And to force the organization to work more mobile only like-ish. When I listen to you guys, I see many similarities to what we are experiencing. We have an old business model. It has been valid for 150 years. We were in control of content, we were in control of distribution, we were in control of audience development, and we were in control of sales. Now we control nothing. Because there is content abundance, there is distribution abundance. Audience development is very much driven by Facebook's algorithms, and Google and Snapchat control sales. This is really a tabloid version of reality, but this is kind of how we feel it these days. So we have to redefine our business and find new business models, and that's why we are working focused on mobile. That's why we work with events. We have hosted a big conference on the future of work in January, and we have lots of other events as well, because we have to go to the core of Aftenposten and define what is Aftenposten. Is Aftenposten letters printed on a paper, or could it as well be a meeting place? We have looked at our cost, and we see that distribution is a huge cost for us. So we are looking at distribution. How can we make distribution a revenue instead? So we distribute breakfast to people. They can order luxury breakfast with their newspaper, and we distribute products as well when we distribute the newspaper. I can see that you're kind of leaving an old business model, and that maybe not how you would say it, but you're leaving a model of education that is classroom-based, it is analog, and it is one-size-fits-all. And you are fragmented as well as we are. So I think there are similarities.
Yeah, so breakfast. News with breakfast and breakfast with the news. So that's an interesting concept.
But this is really how this new era is all about, because all businesses are being remade in code these days. And when we do that, our old business model, our old way of doing this is becoming invalid.
You're talking about the old business model is becoming invalid, but what about the skills and the competence that you need to develop these new models, and the people you hire, for instance, the people that are coming from our institutions? What do you think about them?
Well, I think that I'm very glad that you have this conference, first of all, because I think we have a huge problem, because we have students coming to Aftenposten, and we have to relearn them, because what they have learned in school is no longer valid. And we have had people coming from lectures, coming and visiting, sitting in our management group meetings. And I held a presentation on mobile, and she said, "Can I have your presentation?" "No worries, it won't be published in 2 years." And I was thinking, okay, we are being disrupted every day, and we have all these external shocks every day of Facebook instant articles and ad blocks and all these things. And it takes 2 years for the educational system to adapt. I'm really worried. I think that in order to give us the people we need, and we need your help, you need to gain speed. You need to understand what's going on. And I also think that education and work has to work much closer together.
So what can the education system learn? You used to be the ivory tower of news.
Yeah.
And publishing.
We still are.
Yeah, and distribution. And we have the ivory towers of education, and we need to have quality assurance. Yeah. We need to have qualified teachers. We need to have qualified professors and graduations. How do you think that? What can we learn from the development that you have gone through that has been pretty harsh on your business?
I think that we need to understand that we are in continuous reconfiguration, and we need you to adapt to that in order to stay competitive. We need you to understand what's going on in our business and how fast we are changing. And we are really the business that are most disrupted. We are the most disrupted business so far, and we see bank coming up, we see energy coming up. All businesses are coming up these days, and that's why we arranged this conference on the future of work, because we know that every industry is going to be hit by this.
So how do you educate your own employees? Because I guess you have a continuous development plan for your employees as well.
We use every time our employees needed to learn something new. 5 years ago, they demanded a 2-week course. Nowadays, they need to learn very much on their own. But we have all these kinds of kind of short workshops for 1 hour going on in the newsroom all week almost. So they are adapting continuously. So we have, and I think that the main thing that I have learned is that we have to move from being learned to become learning. And that's why when you say that you need lifelong learning and you can't just go in and learn in 2 years and then you're finished learning, you need to define yourself as learning and be curious all life.
Thank you, Anette, because that is what these companies are trying to help, and they're trying to be platforms. So if you could please take this down and we can have some questions and answers with the companies.